Hello everyone, welcome to Cloud Institution. So we are the best cloud training providers in Bangalore, and we are offering various cloud courses. And please reach out to this number if you have any inquiries. So today we are going to discuss about very important concept. Okay, so one of the interview questions like, so what is NACL and how does it differ from security group? Okay, so this is the question. So if the interviewer asks you that, so what is the NACL? Okay, you should be knowing that what is NACL first of all, and then how does it differ from the security group. Okay, I think we have already seen in the previous sessions that what is security group, and today we are going to see what's the difference between security group and NACL. And the answer would be okay. So the network access control list, okay, it's called NACL. Okay, it's an optional layer of security that so that will be protected for your VPC that acts as a firewall for the controlling the traffic in and out of the out of one or more subnets. So which means that so when you have a NACL, okay, so NACL is one of the concepts wherein it will be used to allow or block the traffic on the network level. Okay, so whereas so the NACL are applied to the network subnet level. So which means that so in the network we need to set up one of the firewalls. So let's say for example, if you have if you have a two layers, so one is kind of a instance level, another one is a network level. Okay, so if you have a two different firewalls, so the firewall from the instance level is called as a security group. Okay, so you can just allow incoming and outgoing traffic to the particular instance itself, but the NACL will be applied for the entire subnet. Okay, so for example, if you have some 200 instances in your subnet, okay, if you enable or disable any kind of a rules on NACL, so that rule will be applied for all the instances in the subnet inside the subnet, whereas the security group will be will be specifically allow or deny traffic only to the instances where the security group has been associated. Okay, so that is the major difference of all these things. Okay, so the default NACL allow the traffic in and out, okay, while security groups are locked down by default. Okay, so whenever you're just creating, so whenever you go for any of the regions, and if you can see the network ACLs, right, so all the traffics are by default allowed, okay, in and out. So while the security groups are locked down by default. So in order to do for the security groups, you have to go and explicitly allow the particular traffic from the security group, then only it will allow. Whereas in NACL, all the traffic is already been allowed by default. Okay, and the next difference is that NACL is stateless, as return traffic must be explicitly allowed by the rule, whereas the security groups are stateful, as return traffic is allowed regardless of the traffic. Which means that what do you mean stateless and then stateful? Okay, the stateless means okay, so the the connection information is not being saved by the router, so which means that that is stateless. So it doesn't know that so what is the connection is being allowed in, and what is the connection is being so allowed out. So there is no kind of a the traffic information will be saved uh, in the in the router. That's why it's called as a stateless. So as a return traffic must be explicitly allowed by rules. For example, if you allow any one of the incoming rules, for example, if you're allowing SSH traffic through the NACL, okay, so you must have to explicitly allow by the rule. Okay, so I mean, like, so it doesn't have any kind of information about like what traffic is being allowed or denied. So whereas the security group or stateful, as return traffic is allowed regardless of the traffic. So if you allow any kind of a traffic, then it automatically remember the traffic that has been allowed, and then so the return traffic will be remembered and then allowed by the security groups. That's what called stateless and the stateful. So this is the major difference between the network ACLs and the security groups. Hope you got some kind of clarity on this one. So I hope this one would be useful for you. Okay, so and thank you so much for watching, and please follow up on the YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you have any kind of inquiries regarding the courses, please reach out to us. Okay, see you again in the next video.